What's going on, everyone? Bass here. So the fourth Packers training camp practice, Saturday practice, is officially over. So let's quickly go over everything that happened today and the main takeaways from today's practice. If you do want more Packers training camp coverage, make sure to go down, click the subscribe button if you haven't already, as well as turn on post notifications to not miss any of the videos. I put out Packers content daily, including training camp recaps such as this video and also highlights. I put out the training camp highlights from today's practice a little bit earlier. So if you want to go watch that video if you haven't already, click the link right above. You know the drill. First, let's go over Matt Lafleur's pressers before practice today. Firstly, Matt Lafleur said Sammy Watkins will only do individual work today. He did return yesterday off the NFI list, said he will do team drills starting next week. Basically, they're just easing him back into practice. And as we saw yesterday in the recap and takeaways, Aaron Jones was part of the kick return group, which I said was very interesting to say the least. And Matt Lafleur was asked about this, and he said it's just an emergency situation. If it's an emergency situation, Aaron Jones can go back there and return kicks. But also noted Aaron Jones has been in on the special teams meetings, and you can surely feel his presence, and he said the same about linebacker Devondre Campbell. Matt Lafleur also spoke on Randy Ramsey, who returned from injury yesterday, as well as the entirety of the edge group. He said, quote, he's one of the guys who are going to be in competition. Right now, it's pretty clear-cut who 1 and 2 are, but as for 3 through 5, it's anyone's guess, which is exactly what I've been saying. Spots 3 through 5 in the edge group is really up in the air. It's anyone's guess who could end up in those spots between John Garvin, Tipa Nalii, Randy Ramsey, Kingsley Enagbare, and Ladarius Hamilton. As for injury news, there really isn't any. There's no new injuries to report and no new returning players. The only difference is David Bakhtiari started working with the rehab group today, which is the first we've seen in training camp, so that's good news. Now moving on to team drills, and we'll start with the offense. The starting offensive line was the same as it was day 2. Zach Tom left tackle, John Runyon Jr. left guard, Josh Myers at center, Royce Newman at right guard, Yosh Nijman at right tackle. And then the second team offensive line was, again, Zach Tom at left tackle, Michael Monet at left guard, Jake Hansen center, Sean Ryan right guard, and Cole Van Lanen right tackle. So just like day 2, we see Zach Tom at left tackle with first team and the second team, and he's been very impressive so far. Seems like a natural already, picking up stunts and just looks very solid at left tackle. And of course, Romeo Doubs is making plays again today, but water is wet. Beat the defense pretty bad on a play action deep post from Jordan Love. Again, he's working with the first team offense and still producing, but he finally did have a drop today, showing he is actually human. During team drills, both Sammy Watkins and Christian Watson were both working on the sideline together, with Allen Lazard coaching up Christian Watson. So it's great to see Allen Lazard coaching up Christian Watson, taking that leadership role. Jordan Love was finding Samori Toure quite a bit today. In one drive, he hit him multiple times. Aaron Jones also lined up out wide a lot today, and I said this exact thing in the highlight video, that expect that a lot. I mean, they did this in the past a lot too, so it's no surprise to see Aaron Jones line up out wide, but the dude's practically a wide receiver. They're going to be running screens with him and A.J. Dillon out wide from in the slot, wherever it may be, bubble screens, wide screens. Anytime there's a mismatch with a linebacker on Aaron Jones, you should take advantage. More running back news as Tyler Goodson continues to impress, showing his burst with the ball in his hands. I think Tyler Goodson, he will end up running back 3, if I'm being completely honest. Now, it really does depend if Kylan Hill starts in the PUP. He looks really, really good. So I don't know if he'll start on the PUP or be activated. I think he may be activated, but if the Packers keep 4 running backs, if Kylan Hill is activated, I think Tyler Goodson will be the 4th. Tight end Tyler Davis is still getting plenty of first-team reps. Also had some nice blocking reps today, too. He was a very solid blocker last year in the limited action we saw him during the regular season, and he seems like he will be the tight end to start if Robert Tonyan isn't ready to go week 1. And lastly, for offense, the 2-minute drill ended with a 16-yard touchdown to Allen Lazard from Aaron Rodgers in the corner of the end zone over Eric Stokes. Now for the defense down in the trenches, Jerron Reed has been practicing very well in these first 4 days. Had a nice rep beating Zach Tom, who's also been practicing very well, where Jerron Reed got a nice stop in the backfield. And I think Jerron Reed was a great vet signing. I feel like the Packers really haven't had a lot of solid defensive line depth in years past. We have guys such as Tyler Lancaster and whatnot. So I think getting Jerron Reed, who actually might start at defensive line to start the year with the ones. Nonetheless, the Packers do have more defensive line depth with the signing of Jerron Reed and drafting Devontae White in the first round, which is also allowing Kenny Clark to have more opportunities to line up outside, which he did more today. With Reed, Slayton, plus Wyatt here, he's likely to do that more this season. Kingsley Enagbare has seemed pretty raw so far. He got beat in a few reps, got washed out of play, so it seems like he still needs time to progress. But he did actually get some reps with the first team defense today as well. Tipa Nalii and Ladarius Hamilton continue to get reps with the ones at edge, so it seems like as of right now, edge 3 and 4 is Tipa Nalii and Ladarius Hamilton. As for the defensive backs, they were locking up today. Really, really nice day from the defensive backs. Still no passes are going Jair's way. It seems like no quarterback, including Aaron Rodgers, wants to go his way, and it makes sense. Jair, in my opinion, is the best cornerback in the NFL, and it shows on the practice field and on the play field, so I'm super excited to have him back from injury. The defense played really well today. They held the offense to 2 3-and-outs during team periods. And then as for special teams, I have a few takeaways here. At one point, the entire starting defense was on the field goal blocking unit, which is definitely new, but it's a breath of fresh air. I like to see skilled players on those units making plays. If you can put a guy out there that's really good and can block a field goal and change the course of a game, I think you should do that. The punt returners today on special teams were as follows: Romeo Doubs, Randall Cobb, Amari Rogers, and Ishmael Hyman. And a lot of people have been noticing Rich Bisaccia's extreme intensity on special teams, which is great. At one point, he yelled, "I don't want a effing fair catch," when Amari Rogers fair caught a punt. So love the intensity. There needs to be a fire lit under these guys' asses in special teams, that's for sure. And then as for punting, Pat O'Donnell had a really nice day today. He averaged a 4.3 hang time. But that does it for all the takeaways I have for day 4 of Packers training camp. Practice on Monday introduces shoulder pads, and then on Tuesday they go full pads. Super excited to see these guys getting pads, especially guys like Romeo Doubs, Zach Tom, all the guys that have been pressing so far. I want to see the same thing when they get the pads on. This is a whole different level, so I want to see that continue. I want to see the consistency there. But that about does it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please leave a like down below if you did. But I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. As always, go Pack Go.